Welcome to a very special show where we will be providing the general public about Sidhu Moosewala's current investigations regarding his assassination and killing. A lot of false news and false, comments are being issued by various media outlets across the world. And at BritAsia TV, we feel like we have a responsibility to give, not just his fans, but the music industry facts and the factual information of what we can to the best of our ability. Today, we are absolutely delighted to be joined by a very special guest who's actually very close to the investigation, and that is Dr. Anmol Rattan Sidhu, who is a current Advocate General of Punjab and his legal team. So, firstly, guys, Sabto Bella Sasigal, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, with Sidhu's case, to all the BritAsia TV viewers that are aware, if we just kind of go through his timeline of events, his funeral has happened, he had his morgue, and now, the investigation is now going into finding, the culprits that are behind, the assassination and killing of Sidhu Moosewala. Now, Dr. Anmol Rattan Sidhu, the current Advocate of General Punjab, for those that don't know what it means, is this gentleman has actually been appointed by this current CM, who's Bhagwant Mann, to manage all legal matters to the CM. And a lot of operations go through this gentleman. And he's been very, very close with the Sidhu Moosewala case, and especially with headlines which have now been published in the last few days in regards to Lawrence Bishnoi, who's a kind of primary suspect in the case. He has been actually apprehended in Delhi and brought to Punjab. And Dr. Rattan Sidhu ji, ਅਸੀਂ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਨਵੋਲਵ ਸੀਗੇ ਕੇਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹਨਾ tell us from the top ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਸੀਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਇਨਵੋਲਵਮੈਂਟ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੋਈ ਆ and up to date what has happened.
मैं Samra Saab involved in the legal side in this case. When this case was registered, a brutal killing, as we all know, around the globe, the celebrity of the Punjab also, honor of the Punjab, and the celebrity of the country, and famous in the various parts of the globe. He was brutally killed by a group of people on 29th of May. Then the father of the Shubdeep, known as a Shubdeep Moosewala, lodged the complaint by mentioning that it is all because of the Lawrence group. He mentioned the Lawrence group at that time. Then the supplementary statement was also recorded when he has named the one person, namely Lawrence Bishnoi. And then investigation immediately started by the state of Punjab under the total monitoring of the Honorable Chief Minister of Punjab and the active participation of the police team headed by the DGP, Director General Police of Punjab. And their investigation started and they have arrested certain persons. From the investigation on 13th itself, the Lawrence Bishnoi, who was the main mind, or what we call the mastermind of this whole very episode, has been nominated. Earlier he was in the Delhi police on the police remand. He was lodged in the Tihar jail from the year 2015 onwards, and police remand was going on, although supplementary statement of the father came by specifically naming Lawrence Bishnoi, but we could not take the custody because he is already in the custody of the police of the Delhi. Therefore, when this custody was going to be expired, that is on 14th, our team, legal team, accordingly, although were having the conversation from the very beginning, along with my team, Mr. R.K. Rathore from Delhi, our legal team of the Supreme Court, and assisted with me, Mr. Pratham Sethi also, along with the other legal brains with me. Sonika Sidhu is here with me, Raj Rathore is here, and Pratham Sethi is here also. And Jaspreet, our advocate on record. This is the all total 5-member legal team. We advised the government from the very beginning at the direction of the Honorable Chief Minister at various times from the date of the incident itself, and ultimately, as per our advice, the investigating agency went ahead and 13th he was nominated. 14th, when the remand of the Delhi police came to or was going to expire, we striked and we filed the two applications. First, by taking the permission from the court, ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਕੋਰਟ ਤੋਂ ਪਰਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਲੈਣ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਦਿੱਲੀ ਪੁਲਿਸ ਦਾ ਰਿਮਾਂਡ ਖਤਮ ਹੋਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਹੈ। ਸੈਕਿੰਡ, ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਦਾ ਮੌਕਾ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਦੇ ਦਿਓਗੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਨੂੰ 1 ਦਿਨ ਦਾ ਟ੍ਰਾਂਜ਼ਿਟ ਰਿਮਾਂਡ ਦਿਓ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਕੰਪੀਟੈਂਟ ਕੋਰਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਆਪਦੀ ਸਟੇਟ ਆਫ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪ੍ਰੋਡਿਊਸ ਕਰੀਏ। ਇੱਥੇ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸਣਯੋਗ ਸਮਝਦਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਵਾਰੰਟ ਆਫ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਉਦੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਲੈ ਚੁੱਕੇ ਸੀ ਕੰਪੀਟੈਂਟ ਕੋਰਟ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ 13 ਤਰੀਕ ਨੂੰ। ਵੀ ਇਹਦਾ ਵਾਰੰਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਲੀਗਲ ਡਾਕੂਮੈਂਟ ਹੈ ਅੰਡਰ ਸੈਕਸ਼ਨ 70 of the CRPC. So we were equipped with all the legal formalities. We were equipped with all the statements of the 161 of the co-accused also and the other persons also, which shows the primary involvement of this very main accused, and accordingly presented both the applications before the concerned magistrate of the Delhi. Our arguments have been heard in detail, taking the time of 1 hour, more than 1 hour and 30 minutes. From their side also, their advocate appeared. They presented their arguments, we presented our arguments. And using the sensitivity of the situation, presuming the brutal killing, and using the material on record, which we presented to the court of law. The court appreciated after the perusal of all these three aspects. And our first application, which is the application for the arrest, has been allowed. The other application was kept pending, and the learned magistrate has ordered that you arrest the accused from Delhi police, take the custody of the accused from Delhi police. We immediately, our police has taken the custody. And at the time of the transit remand also application second, which was in the line, detailed arguments has again been heard, and we told to the honorable court that we are fair to the legal procedure. We will be fair to the legal procedure, and we provided the list of our men in uniform who were there, who accompanied me also and came from Mansa also, consisting of more than 50 people, headed by the higher officials of the Punjab Police to the rank of the IPS and other SPs, DSPs, along with the bulletproof vehicles also, and other vehicles equipped with all armory, and the further vehicles who were there with 20 constables more to maintain the law and order situations. All were there. We presented the list. Court was convinced that our intentions are very clear with regard to the investigation and with regard to the evidence which was placed before the court, and all the judgments also, consisting with regard to the production warrant, consisting with regard to the arrest warrant, were placed before the court. And we assured the court that all the procedure, either established by the law through the procedural code or settled by the various judgments of the Honorable Supreme Court or other courts of the country, will be followed. And we took the position. This is what the story is there. Now, any questions from your side?
Yeah, of course. So obviously, there's been international coverage of, Sidhu's, killing, and, the mention of Lawrence Bishnoi and mention of other names as well. And you guys mentioned, this kind of his bringing him from Delhi to Punjab was done at a very, very kind of secretive operation and high level. What pressures have you felt from the international kind of media and public when dealing with this case? Because it's not just your team that's probably felt the pressures, but surely the CM's felt pressures, the country's felt pressures, the police have felt pressures. How have you as a team managed to kind of deal with these issues?
You see, our police system is very active. It is not that the political pressure or some public pressure that we acted. It is our bounden duty when some crime has taken place, the prime duty of the police itself, that it should not go unpunished. The accused should not go unpunished, and it was our statutory duty to initiate the investigation, and we did it. Although public pressure can be seen by way of the emotions. Otherwise, every case, whatever is there with regard to the brutal act of the killing or otherwise also of the criminal act, is very keenly, deeply is being watched by the Punjab police wherever it has occurred. And this was case when the cases of the celebrity itself, and especially the way in which this crime has been committed, we became active on the date itself when it was committed. Immediately, everything was seized, whether by way of a scientific evidence, whether by way of other, and we did our best. And with regard to this, also, I must say, at the time what we showed to the court also when we took the custody, we immediately taken the accused to the Ram Manohar Lohia Hospital at Delhi for the medical examination. And for the medical examination, then we submitted the jurisdiction of the Mansa court also thereafter, after getting the medical examination. And it was in the morning on 15th. The teams of consisting of more than 70 people started from Delhi at 8. They reached at about 3 in the morning on 15th. And at 4 after 1 hour, rather, there was a court direction that the accused is to be produced within 24 hours. We immediately presented the accused before the court, took the police remand, and immediately after 4 hours, he was taken to the another distance place of our interrogation cell. That is more than 200 kilometers at about 7 to 8 a.m. in the morning. So police is very swift, very active, and going deep into the sea itself to get the truth, and we'll come out with a fish in our mouth.
Yeah. No, thank you for that. And obviously, we do understand that obviously there's certain things you guys can disclose and can't disclose, and we want to keep things as factual as possible, and obviously get as much kind of information from you guys as well. One question which the general public may be having is in regards to Lawrence Bishnoi. Who is this guy? Because for people don't know who he is, he's somebody that's been in the kind of organized crime industry for many years, and speaking offline to some of you guys, he's committed a lot of kind of crimes, and he's wanted across various states. How difficult was it to kind of firstly locate that Lawrence Bishnoi is the mastermind behind it? What kind of leads did you guys have? How did you guys kind of narrow it down? Was it just the family who made you aware that Lawrence Bishnoi was the mastermind behind it? Because of course, at the time of the murder, there was a Facebook post that went around. Social media was saying things. There was a lot of hearsay going on. How did the CM and you guys kind of confirm that Lawrence Bishnoi is the guy that you guys are after?
देखो सामला साहब, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਇਹ ਕਿਲਿੰਗ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ, ਪੁਲਿਸ ਇਨਵੈਸਟੀਗੇਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਸੀਐਮ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਮੋਨੀਟਰ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ, ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਹਾਈ ਰੈਂਕਿੰਗ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਆਫੀਸ਼ੀਅਲਸ ਹੈ ਕੰਸਰਨਡ ਵਿਦ ਦਿਸ ਡਿਪਾਰਟਮੈਂਟ ਪੂਰਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਪਰ ਮੋਨੀਟਰ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੈ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜੋ ਲਾਸ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਨੂੰ, ਸਿੱਧੂ ਫੈਮਿਲੀ ਨੂੰ, ਮਾਂ-ਬਾਪ ਨੂੰ, ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ, ਉਹ ਲਾਸ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਪਸ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੋੜਿਆ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੋ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਕਰਤਾਰ ਲੱਖ ਖੁਸ਼ੀਆਂ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹੀਆਂ ਜੇ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਕਰੇ। ਹੁਣ ਉਹਦੀ ਚਿੰਤਾ ਤਾਂ ਕੀ ਕੀਜੀਏ ਜੇ ਅਨਹੋਣੀ ਹੋਏ, ਇਹ ਮਾਰਗ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਕੋ ਨਾਨਕ ਥਿਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਏ, ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਲਿਖੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਹੈ। ਤਾਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਉਹ ਲਾਸ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਪੂਰਾ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ, ਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਛ ਲੈਵਲ 'ਤੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਆਦੇ ਨੇ, ਦੁੱਖ ਤਾਂ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਵੰਡਾਓਗੇ ਵੰਡਾਏ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਘਟਦਾ, ਪਰ ਜੇ ਸਹੀ ਕਲਪਰੇਟ ਆਫਟਰ ਇਨਵੈਸਟੀਗੇਸ਼ਨ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਜ਼ਾ ਦਿਵਾ ਸਕੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਸੋਲੇਸ ਉਸ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਹੋਏਗਾ। ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਸੀਐਮ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵੀ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਬਾਰੇ ਬੜੇ ਕੰਸਰਨਡ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਲਦੀ ਤੋਂ ਜਲਦੀ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਇਨਵੈਸਟੀਗੇਸ਼ਨ ਵੀ ਪੂਰੀ ਕੰਪਲੀਟ ਕਰੋ, ਸਹੀ ਅਕਿਊਜ਼ਡ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਓ। ਅਸੀਂ ਕੁਛ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਵੀ ਕੀਤੇ, ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੀ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ, ਨੋਮੀਨੇਟ ਵੀ ਕੀਤੇ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਬੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਕੀਤੇ ਹੈ। ਤਾਂ ਬੜੀ ਜਲਦੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆ ਲੀਡ ਮਿਲੇਗੀ, ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਹ ਸ਼ੂਟਰਸ ਵੀ ਮਿਲਣਗੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਅਰੈਸਟ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਲੀਗਲ ਸਾਈਡ 'ਤੇ ਸਹਾਇਤਾ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਸ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਦਰਦ ਮਿਟਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਸਕੇ, ਉਹ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੂਰੀ ਤਹਿ ਦਿਲ ਤੋਂ ਕਰਾਂਗੇ।
No, and I'm sure the family do really appreciate the work that you guys are putting in and the team. Now, you mentioned, others are being arrested and investigated. Are you able to confirm how many exactly have been arrested beyond Lawrence, or are you not able to disclose that?
Mr. Sethi will explain now further. He is also one of the member of the team from the legal side. Over to Mr. Sethi.
We have arrested few people, but as it is an ongoing investigation, so we wish to keep it discreet. So
Of course.
let the law take its own course,
Mm.
and we'll make sure the real culprits are brought to the books, and they not go unpunished.
No, that totally makes sense. Now, one question which I really want to ask you guys is the role of media and social media, impacting your work investigations. Now, obviously, social media is something that's growing at a rapid rate. You get a lot of fake news going around, a lot of fake accusations, headlines, and a lot of the media, like newspapers, etc., may publish things that aren't correct. Uh, has this impacted your investigations at all? Has this applied any extra pressure to you guys, or is this something that you
Uh,
don't let you guys? Does it impact you guys?
So as the when some crime is committed, the police does not work under any pressure. It is the sacred duty of the state and the police to take prompt and quick action against the culprits. So everything is being taken care of, and we hope that the persons who have committed this brutal act, this inhumane act, are put behind the bars.
Of course. Now, obviously, obviously, there's still obviously the investigation going on. You guys are also working as well round the clock, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But one thing I just want to kind of just close on with our closing thoughts is what is your message to the wider world, any media papers, any people who are watching, because a lot of people will be watching today. What is your kind of message to them? Whether it's from the legal side of things, whether it's from a personal side, what message do you want to kind of convey to these people about the work that you're doing?
Mr. Rathore is with me on the message part because he is also a member of one of the team. What message we want to give to the people of the world with regard to this investigation?
Our legal team, under the able guidance of our Honorable Chief Minister and our Honorable Advocate General, is doing the best what we can do for bringing the culprits to the book and punish them according to law. We are working on the theme that no crime should go unpunished, and we are giving a message to the world, to the all the general public that we should live peacefully and allow others also to live peacefully. That is our message. Crime has no end. It's not the only way by which we can further go further. This is our message to the general public, and we are doing our best under the able guidance of our Honorable Advocate General and our Honorable Chief Minister Punjab. Thank you.
Thank you, Samra
Thank you so
sir.
much,
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
No, thank you so much. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We know you guys are running short of time. We will keep in touch with as many updates as we can give to the general public about the investigations that are going on. So, I just want to kind of say thank you to Dr. Anmol Rattan Sidhu and Mr. Sethi for taking time out today and to speak to us. So, from BritAsia TV, thank you so much for tuning in.